Alright, I think everything's checking out.
So, Sign, I have a question.
All right.
What do you do when someone pays you to write something you have no idea what the fuck is going on?
Discuss it beforehand so that situation doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if it does happen, then I do a whole lot of research.
Understandable.
Makes sense.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, no idea what I'm gonna be doing. So let's just spin the wheel. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9005, episode 80. Started.
It's terrifying to think that there's been 80 episodes.
Yes.
No, it's more terrifying to think that there are more to come.
Yes. That too. But either way, let's see here. So, oh, kind of section cartoons doesn't really. Yeah.
Worm.
No, we do worm a lot.
Not really, actually. Not even listed under books.
Hey, did anyone ever are there any good, are there any decent Destiny 2 and Worm ones? I asked because I'm playing Destiny 2 right now.
I know somebody working on one, but no, not beyond that. I'm not aware of any.
Six exist. On FFN. A V2 story about Emily Piggott. I don't think that one. Taylor is a wish fairy.
Is it what?
That's oh, that's what we call a bad idea.
Oh, really?
No, okay. The Amhakara are bad news.
I have no idea what that is.
Wish
Imagine
granting
a
fairy
djinn,
dragon.
but it's a dragon.
Yeah.
A djinn, but it's a dragon. Okay.
Right? And
That's a
I mean like
Warcraft
the
thing.
archetypal grants your wish but fucks you over djinn.
Yeah, obviously. That fits Taylor perfectly, actually.
I'm sorry, it's a good idea. It's terrible.
Exactly. It's going to end horribly for everyone. Oh wait, it's Worm. No one will notice.
Yes. Another bit about it is that killing them to kill them. They kind of just past dying anyway.
Like Jin.
Back to the wall. A house of cards finally fallen. Portals shut. Idea. Oh. Stayed at the gates. Worm. Destiny.
Oh hell no.
Paradoxal by Enso, of course.
Enso. Why is that so familiar?
They've written a couple stories. One of them was Taylor is a ship girl.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
I remember that one was really good.
was yeah. Unfortunately, Enso, I believe, went on to become a programmer. Like they basically just dropped writing entirely. went on to go become.
Yeah, work be like that.
Unfortunate, because they were actually pretty good at the whole writing thing.
Well, certainly better than most of what we get anyway.
That's not a high bar to jump.
I am aware, but I will take what I can get, sir.
Fair enough.
Yes, it's a dragon. Air quotes.
For given value of dragon, all right.
For a given value,
I think we're actually on the second or third page now.
Of what?
Answer?
Worm crossover story. Dying Scarab.
Sounds like you need to update. Get back on that first page.
Well, we were never on the first page. That's 5,000 favorites and follows. I don't think there's 5,000 people. Wow.
Nah, that's fair.
MCU Zodiac. Something clicked. The back of her head. Gun?
No, that was the front of her head.
Also, it wasn't really so much of a click as it was, a violent cessation.
Oh,
yeah, but I'm pretty sure click
to
preceded
this
it.
day, I still get the occasional upvote on that comment I made on a, I believe it was the Essence of Silver and Steel story by Fox. I made the comment.
That's a curse name.
Yeah, right. I made the comment of, I know there's a saying goes that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but damn it, I don't think it's supposed to be the flash of a gun barrel.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, sneaky so funny.
A lot of people upvote that one. I'm just gonna sit there like, damn, son. Yeah, unfortunately, James D. Fox was a Space Battles FFN writer who never read Worm, like at all, and then tried to write a Worm story.
His name sounds familiar.
That's because he's written some pretty big stories.
That would probably be why.
And Lupine Horror goes fucking rabid whenever we.
And you just brought him up.
I know, it's great. But Lupine doesn't, tune in, so. Rabid. But either way, he was quite bad because I remember his Essence of Silver and Steel story specifically got really fucking dumb. Like, there was moments where shit was just so out of character that only happened for the sole purpose of a character holding the idiot ball so Taylor could do something cool. Or so
So
Taylor,
about average for Worm stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or so Taylor could be forced into a situation that she otherwise wouldn't be forced. The arbitrary. Like I'm remembering one scene now is that like she's talking to Taylor is talking to Armsmaster about like Thea Hess attacking her while she was out as hero, and like Armsmaster's telling Taylor that it's all right, they'll take care of it, you know, they'll punish Sophia, blah blah blah, and um Vista shows up just in time to only hear the bit about Armsmaster telling Taylor that they will punish Shadowstalker. And so she's like, oh my god, she's mind controlling the PRT. And she's like, what?
That's a dumb conclusion to come to.
Like, it somehow culminates with this person who has a 50 caliber rifle, like, trying to shoot Taylor, because just, like, throat punches them or something and steals their gun. I don't know. It was so fucking weird. And it was kind of just like, yo, what the fuck is even going on? Why is everyone like doing the idiot ball? Like it's some sort of ox generating artifact. Um, and the author's response is like, oh well, I don't know how these characters are because I like, bro.
Then what the hell's he doing? Writing them based on the wiki?
No. Even
No.
better. He's writing them based on what the beta says from the wiki.
You're fucking joking.
I fucking wish. Another
Okay.
really dumb moment in that story. So basically, the premise was of Essence of Silver and Steel is effectively Taylor had the ability to draw on the Throne of Heroes and to install, air quotes, a hero from the Throne of Heroes, much like was it Prisma Ilia? Was that one?
Mhm.
Yeah. And you know, the obvious counter weight to this whole power up is the fact that, you know, if she gets Mordred, she's gonna act like Mordred, not like Taylor.
Right.
You know, so you know, that's supposedly the counterweight. And
No, what's worse is apparently these are the full heroic spirits, not
yeah,
limited by the
yeah,
servant class container.
it gets even better because supposedly these are also all random. Like he supposedly has a table.
Oof, random is always bad.
Press X to fucking doubt, my dude.
Yeah, it was random as podcast starting at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays.
I mean, to be fair, there is a little bit of randomness in that, Sneaky.
Yes, only random because we're all not machines and take time beyond goal to it. Not because we decided to dice and then, oh, I got a 20 today. I guess I just don't show up to the podcast.
I mean, that would be funny.
Hang on, let me get my D20 out.
No. You're here. You don't get to roll now.
Too late.
Ah, damn, I got a 9. I'm
Oh
stuck.
yeah, and yeah, it gets even better because later on in the story, he drops that whole influencing thing, and he also drops the whole connection to the Throne of Heroes thing, basically. Because later on, he's just, oh yeah, Taylor randomly pulls out from the Throne of Heroes her future self, in where she is already turned into post GM escalation goddess, and now because she's a hero summoned by the throne and not a real living thing, they can just casually decide who gets mind control in an infinite radius of them. Not everyone's immediately auto mind, and a whole bunch of other dumb shit. And it was like the author was trying to build up. Like they spent like 4 to 5 chapters trying to build up to this big reveal of the hidden ace that Taylor had was just herself from an alt.
Well, to be fair, that actually parses with fate. With
Right.
Emmia and all that.
But they were building it up as like this, like, oh yeah, she did. I can't use my ace just yet because they're too useful for me to use them now. Oh, I have to allow this thing to happen because my ace is just too powerful. And on this, I have to wait for the right moment.
But if the entire thing was random, then how could she? Oh wait, it's not random. Hoo hoo hoo.
Yeah, she can force it. Like the author later came out and was like, "Oh well, actually,
So whenever's convenient for the author.
yeah, literally, the story turned into anything convenient for the author is what happens." Lupine went out of his way to basically catalog every single time he contradicted himself, and it was quite an extensive.
Not surprised.
That man has a masochistic streak longer than England.
Horror Master Taylor Hebert gains the power to summon anything from horror franchises.
Does that include the author's writing skills?
It should.
Speaking of rats, Dresden File Worm crossover. What happened when Worm get mixed with Dresden File? No too bad. Now click and read. Have fun. Many laugh.
Oh God.
Another story by Ack. What if Worm Matrix? What if Worm was
What
a
the
Matrix
fuck?
sim? That's that.
But isn't that the basic premise of Worm, kinda, sorta, anyway?
I mean, the premise that Worm is a giant station being run by 2 space whales. Whole part where they can't like wake up from sim. They're living in the sim.
True, but it is still already simulated out in part.
I guess. The randomness originally was slightly by what she needed at the time. Needed a teacher, give her a teacher, but it's been how long of that trash? Yeah, I think he's changed that multiple. Always ask Lupine later. Let's see here. Oh, we got a story from Full Paragon. I'm sure that's going to be great. It's always sunny in Brockton Bay. Brockton Bay was just sitting there innocently, not doing anything, yet somehow it was blessed.
Innocently, my
Yes.
fucking ass.
Yet somehow it was blessed with these jerks who just had to try and fix it. Unbelievable. Not actually a Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover. Other, the one from the anime. A commission. Worm and Konosuba. For some reason, someone wanted the Konosuba team to show up in Worm. And so Megumin is instantly classified as a villain and arrested.
I mean-
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
This doesn't seem like a very explosive start.
Shut the fuck up.
Because Megumin is the sort of character believes that casting explosion when and
Oh no, I
where.
absolutely get that. I mean, why Konosuba and Worm?
Oh yes. I don't have an answer for that one.
There is no god, that's why.
Probably.
I mean, I guess they can't make things worse.
No,
More
no,
about-
it can get worse. Lightning Bug. My Hero Academia. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everything's different. There are no two things that are completely the same.
But yes, to the very important question: is this a story that can be told with any other characters?
What?
Does this have a no power as a you? If not, if it does, it's trash.
Whether it's things, culture, or people, there are always differences in some things. Actually, shockingly, we did actually do a study on this. Is we found that identical twins are shockingly identical. Hence the name. And that any differences between identical twins are actually a result of putting identical twins near each other, and the brains of the identical twins confusing the identical twin for itself, and therefore it induced changes in one of the twins so that it can differentiate itself from itself.
That sounds like some pseudoscience bullshit.
No, actually, twins, especially identical twins, are extremely highly sought after for medical experiments due to the fact that the shared genetics and sometimes shared living state will help basically test the medicine or procedures or other theories about psychology and whatnot. By the fact that you literally have a second person with the exact same almost everything. And what they found was that identical twins have something like an 80% overlap if you have the twins separated before like the first year of their life, and because they get like adopted to separate families or something. They found that nearly all of the twins that they investigated for this study had a pretty much a 20% drift rate in terms of where they ended up at the age of like 25. So, they went to if they went to college, they went to similar colleges for the similar programs. They like similar clothes. They married a similar person that looks like what the other person married. They tend to buy a house in the same sort of area. So if it's they bought a house in the city, the other one would buy a house in the city in a similar sort of neighborhood of a different city. All of it, like it's, and they wore the same clothes. They would go for the same car. They would go for the same music.
Huh.
Yeah. And this was an extremely high rate, and pretty much everything that wasn't the exact same was more or less chalked up to, well, this person grew up as a middle class child, and this person grew up as a lower class child. So.
Fair enough.
But yeah, then that's what I'm saying though, is that on top of all of that information that we learned about twins, we also found that when identical twins are raised in the exact same environment, basically, they don't know how or why. They can only guess as to the why. They don't really know how. Is the twins' brains basically handshake with each other about which twin is going to do things different from normal to differentiate the two. And they have established so far that the process is almost nearly completely subconscious. that one of the
That
twins.
is fucking weird.
Yeah, it's like just like one of the twins will just act in the almost complete opposite of how they would normally act. The sole purpose of separating them from their identical twin. It's fucking weird as hell. Identical twins are weird as hell. Identical twin studies are wild. And it really, really, really crushes any idea that A, humanity is a blank slate, and B, that nurture can take far greater precedence over. Because even shit like, apparently, what music you like listening to as a teenager is genetic.
Aha! Fuck you. I didn't like listening to any music.
Also genetic.
Nope. My parents definitely liked listening to music.
That just means the bit flipped the other way.
I mean, I suppose that's possible, but unlikely.
Know that? Let's see here. We got another Darth Mars story, a classic, truly.
Another Darth
Um,
what?
Darth Mars.
I remember him. He had some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, his stories typically come out to be around mediocre to alright. I can't see this one being good. The sequel to Theogony. Word
Don't
spread
fucking-
like fire across the cosmos. Empires from galaxies across the neural transportation network trembled in fear. No one who knew the winged girl could. Wait, no one knew who the winged girl who could lift mountains was. Knew that death came in her wake. A new daughter of Thanos had risen to make the universe tremble. Yeah.
Okay.
19 chapters, 80k words. Take what you get, I guess. We got
At least say, especially in some fandoms.
we got another James D. Fox story because it's another Fate Stay Night Worm story. So another funny bit is that James D. Fox also writes a lot of Fate Stay Night stories. He's also never actually read, played, or seen Fate Stay Night.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Truly, he is considered blessed among mankind.
Most people who write Fate haven't actually read, seen, or played Fate.
Well, I mean, yes,
Yes,
they
right.
just hear funny historical girl that is cute.
Or they read someone else's take on it and they go from there.
Yeah. It's sadly very common. And then you have people like Max and I who download the entirety of the Fate Stay Night visual novel, play it over and over again so we can get the dialogue of certain sections correct so we can understand the character
Oh.
motivations.
No, Sneaky, that's not what I did. I went and found
Oh.
someone who just uploaded the entirety of the text in an easy-to-read format.
Oh, well, I did something far more complicated and far less easy because I'm stupid.
Yes, you did. And then I sent you the website when I found it. I don't know if you've
Yes.
used it ever
I don't
since.
think I have. I also don't think I've written anything for Fate Stay Night since.
Probably connected.
No.
Possibly, maybe.
Maybe. Hereafter, Gold Morning was supposed to be the end, the capstone to a short, frenetic career. Taylor Hebert's fight was supposed to be over, but the end of one story is often the beginning of another story. And when she's offered the chance to take part in a mission whose scale and scope feels so very familiar, there is only one answer she can give. So this is obviously, if it isn't clear, an FGO crossover with post Gold Taylor.
Yeah, that
This
wasn't
is a
at all
problem
fair.
because post Golden Morning Taylor is a bad human being.
Yes,
yes.
except the author has decided that that's not the case, and that actually, Tessa succeeded with her 9mm surgery, and Taylor's perfectly fine now, and her personality is completely intact, and she has absolutely no negative consequences from breaking down the barrier between the shard and herself, and the fact that her entire brain was converted into a giant transmission organ that connects her to her shard. Don't worry about it. It works like a normal brain again because it got shot twice by a pistol.
This isn't Fallout New Vegas. That's not how that works.
No.
Hey, listen, that made me fucking mad in Vegas too. So
Actually, as far as Vegas goes, that is a completely, actually real
it's a
scenario.
completely possible thing. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's a probable thing.
Oh, absolutely, but the whole thing is completely improbable in of itself. The assumption that Ulysses specifically saw your name, like lol Lamau, get fucked, bitch. I know exactly what's about to happen. Here, you can take it. That somehow you got captured, even though you're supposed to be this badass or something. Because like that's why Ulysses was like going out of his way to let you die, because actually you fucked a lot of shit up before got shot in the head, but then somehow from some fucking 2-bit villain likes the monologue somehow captured you.
Bear and bull.
No, not him. He
No,
means Benny.
well, I mean both of them. Both of them monologue so fucking much.
Yes, but one of them's good at it.
That's true. Now, one of them doesn't say fucking ring a ding ding in like any interval.
I will never get tired of threatening to shove a frag mine past that.
That's true. That's a good line.
Thank you, New Vegas.
A weird line, but a good one.
Yeah, honestly,
I
there's a
mean, yes.
lot of fun dialogue that you could say for that whole quest where you show up in New Vegas and like, hey bitch, I survived. Explosion
I
dialogue
lived.
check. I'm gonna
I
shove a
lived,
grenade
bitch.
up your ass. And it's like, what the fuck? Guns. I'm gonna shoot your legs out. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? What are these dialogue choices?
Melee. I'm gonna shove
Or
a
in the
hammer up
fucking
your ass.
weirdest one, the fucking Black Widow or confirmed Bachelor thing.
Oh yeah.
No, okay, the confirmed Bachelor one is much weirder than the Black Widow.
That's true.
The courier
Like-
was a badass before the amnesia. Yeah, have you ever played the Broken? The Divide? Yeah, the
Yes.
Divide. If you ever play the Divide DLC, Ulysses basically gives you a TLDR on the Courier 6's backstory, and apparently you're this literal nation-wrecking asshole.
To be fair, wrecking the Divide is not your fault.
Well, he's like, oh, you brought here the thing, and it's like, how could I fucking possibly known that it was in there? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, there's no way I could reasonably have known that, but yeah, sure, bro.
Yeah, sure, bro. Blame all your problems on me.
I think
I'm so glad I never played this.
the fact that the courier.
No,
no,
you should
New
play.
Vegas,
It's
honestly, if the next time the sale goes up, because the sale goes up for New Vegas pretty often, you can pick it up. It's like $10 for all the game and all the DLC. New Vegas is a
look.
solid game.
I like New Vegas so much, I will buy you New Vegas to prove that you're wrong.
I actually bought it at one point, tried it, played it for about 30 minutes, and said, "Nah, I'm fucking done."
That's fair.
Oh well, never mind then. If you've already tried it, that's all that can be asked.
Yep.
No, to be fair, I did like the one that came after that. What was that? Fallout 5?
Are you
4?
No, to be fair, look, so New Vegas had a lot of problems. Its dialogue was top notch, but the issue was it was still building itself off of the isometric system, and it was no longer an isometric game.
True.
Now it had significantly improved itself over Fallout 3, where your guns could actually aim at things, and your shooting skill actually was not relevant anymore to pulling the trigger on something and hitting them.
Oof.
Yeah, in Fallout 3, they did the classic Morrowind. I don't know if you're familiar with how Morrowind operated.
No.
Right, so basically, you have an attack stat, and if your attack stat isn't high enough to beat their defense stat, you missed. Even if the bullet hits them,
You
miss.
miss.
That's dumb.
Yeah, because you also have to keep in mind, this is no longer a turn-based game. So they are shooting at you, and all of their bullets are guaranteed to hit. Like, you don't have a chance of dodging their bullets.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No, but you do. Okay, but at least they brought back the DR system.
Yes, that's what I will say. Like I said, they Fallout 3 was an extremely poor implementation of a conversion from a turn-based isometric to a first-person open-world free.
Yes.
New Vegas was a significant upgrade over that, but it still had a lot of flaws. I personally actually have more hours in Fallout 4 than I did in New Vegas.
Yeah, my
Just-
introduction to that was Skyrim.
Whenever
fair.
my problem is just whenever I play New Vegas or 4, I just go, why the fuck didn't you just do what Fallout 3 was New Vegas was doing? Because New Vegas did this better, it did this story better, it did this story beat better, and it did this story beat better. That's what just kills me.
I think that's because the story beats were being written by obviously a different team.
That sounds about right.
And you also have to keep in mind that the Elder Scrolls was more of Todd's baby than the Fallout series. And so he often would use the Fallout series as a test bed for Elder Scrolls tech.
Yeah.
Thank you, Todd.
Wait, we talked about Destiny and you missed out? Yes, we did. And yeah,
It was
or
awesome.
just getting into the divide and then living through the divide all the way to the point where you put down the package and then got out of the divide makes you an official badass. Like, I'm sorry, but if you get
I
a...
kind of didn't like the divides. Some of the lore in it was really fucking
The
stupid.
lore was hilariously
It
stupid.
was like, oh,
It was
these
so
dwellers
dumb.
will destroy all of New Vegas. It's just like, what?
Bruh, they can't even find their way out of a lit room.
Or the fact that people just, like, living in the divide would just go insane and they all just, like, put down their differences and joined into a singular faction of anti-dividers.
Yo, fuck everyone that's not me.
Not even not me, it's just fuck everyone that isn't also insane and living in the divide.
Oh, so they were Reavers.
Basically, yeah. Except, you know, they weren't actually exposed to a government chemical experiment.
They're just
Scientific
assholes.
fact.
So I actually did read Hereafter at one point because I've read James's stories before in the past, and not all of them have been terrible. There is an unfortunate occurrence with him is where the longer his stories go on for, the less sense they make, and the more unhinged he is. Unfortunately, Hereafter starts off completely unhinged and making absolute sense.
And it gets worse from there.
And it gets worse from there. So yeah, like I said, as I said before, Taylor shows up without Anna or anything inside her, bleeding out with brain damage in Chaldea, FGO. And Olga just like takes care of her for free. Yeah.
Yeah, because wizards do that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Megas totally do that. Not, oh, I don't know, Dissector.
And there some bullshit reason was generated as to why she did that, and it was like Taylor was like, "Oh, well, thank you for saving me. I'm gonna be a hero for you now, so I can repay you."
Does Olga have big tits?
No.
Significantly large ones, yes.
Does she really?
That would be why.
I don't think that would apply to Taylor, but
No, but it applies to the author.
that's true.
And then I literally cannot remember anything after that point because I felt like my brain just off because almost nothing changed. Like it didn't matter that I think Taylor ended up getting her own set of servants and whatever, but literally nothing changed because it was a magicless Taylor had no powers anymore either. Just tagging along with the canon FGO storyline occurring. And obviously, she basically changed nothing.
Then what was the fucking point?
So people would pay him money.
Oh, well, fair.
So, this is the other thing. James D. Fox used to make like $5,000 a month writing. Not per chapter or anything, but by month, right? And so he, in a true greedy fashion, attempted to extend this paycheck by drawing out the chapters that he did post in a, Arcassius-like way. And he ended up pissing so many people off that he went from like $5,000 a month to like $800.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You really shouldn't piss people off that much.
Especially not people giving you money.
And we've looked at his subscription tiers before, and they are just so fucking like masturbatory, I guess is the best way to describe it.
They're kind of funny in a really sad way.
Yeah. FGO is one of those series where the main plot is terrible to try and make a fic out of it. Yeah, it's because the main plot is effectively already a fic.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My man made a fucking fanfiction about world history.
Well, this is a fan fiction about world
Well,
history set in
yeah,
a fan fiction.
That's the thing, Nose. It's called historical fiction.
I know.
Go to your local library.
I
Be disappointed.
know. I know.
This is like several levels deep worth of that.
Literally, it is. It's like fucking. It's fan fiction of historical fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
We are many layers deep.
But yeah, so I don't know how he stretched it out. It's now 71 chapters,
Oh, Lord.
412,000 words. And
Is it just doing the entirety of FGO
Yes,
to date, including the
literally,
events?
yes.
Wow.
Okay, then.
I mean, he just deserves everything that happens to him.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Anyway, let's keep going. The Wondrous Weaving of Wizardry. A multi-crossover and worm. After finding a strange book lying on his bed, your average teenager from our world finds himself in a world similar yet different to ours. Aiden must now struggle to find his place in this new world as he explores the wonders of the Full grown. That's cringe.
Yes.
Why? Why did I pick Worm? That was my mistake.
Why did you
Because
pick
your
Worm?
self-hatred knows no bounds.
You weren't gonna win. No matter what you picked, you were fucked.
Yeah, but I could have been less fucked.
Nah.
Not really.
I mean, we could have at least been more entertained with, like, I don't know, Harry Potter or something. Fuck, I don't fucking know.
Press X to doubt, bro.
Yeah, fair.
Press X to doubt the existence of God and become Nietzsche.
Please do not do this.
Let's see here. Trailblazer, a worm times Gundam Mo story.
Oh boy, Atin, they calling you out specifically.
1,000 curses upon you.
You know, I think I've seen Ryan actually recommend it before. Sam tried to recommend this. Binge. Paying per chapter seems like a really bad idea. Paying per chapter can be good if those chapters are actually of significant size, like Vimes enthusiast, right? You are effectively paying per chapter because he only releases one chapter for 3 stories every month. But those chapters are, 40k-ish words.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, Vimes enthusiast is fucking insane, dude. He literally writes almost an entire book. No, actually, he does write an entire book every single month, because what he does is he writes 2 major updates, as he calls them, and that's anywhere between 30 to 60k word chapters. And then he writes a minor update, which is between 10 to 20k words. For 3rd story.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely fucking batshit. And the best part about it is, he writes the entire thing with speech to text.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
You know, that would save
What?
that would save some time.
No.
He actually has a small fleet of betas just so he can get all of the errors out of his story.
Oof.
Makes sense.
But no, speech to text would save some time as long as you can actually enunciate. Also, if you're doing, you know, English words and not foreign words.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, but
much do those poor bastards get paid?
Probably not
Not
enough.
nearly enough.
paid, they do it for free.
Those poor bastards.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Betas are pretty much a free service, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't see how he could do that. I mean, it's not my writing process. I can't fucking just not look at a screen and type. No, that breaks my brain. This kills the sign.
Kills the shine. So anyway, the capes! The drugs! The gangs! The cycle must continue like an endless waltz. The world is broken. The world needs to change. Trailblazer was beta read by Platinum Saber and TSF Freedom. Oh, gee.
Oh, wait.
You're just calling out your betas in your fucking summary. Damn.
I mean, personally, I think that's funny. Just call them out before everyone in God. Just like oh my God, why can't I remember the name? Fuck. Max. It's the girl who's not the cinnamon roll in Gundam.
In the current Gundam?
Yes.
Miorian?
Miori. Yes.
No one here is gonna get that.
Additional
No.
assistance
No.
has been provided by the users of Space Battles. Be advised, this story is listed as a cross between Worm and Gundam 00. It's really a crossover between Worm and all versions of Gundam.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. Now I'm
No.
attacked.
Okay. No. The Awakening of a Trailblazer. I have actually read this. This is actually pretty good. If this is the Awakening of a Trailblazer, like
By
that's
Lord
actually
of
pretty
Hats.
good. Shit, I don't remember the author name. Because I lost the page a while ago and I forgot to go back to it. But I was reading it on Space Battles, not
Yeah.
fan fiction.
I mean, it's a cross post.
Yeah. Also, when they say that they do a cross with all the other Gundams, that's kind of a misnomer. It's mostly we're gonna put suits from other Gundams in here. Although they do bring in Mikazuki and Orga from IBO. Max, you'll be happy to know Mikazuki eventually gets the mobile trace system
I
because he
mean,
needed that.
I'm gonna be real with you. Just give him a gun, and he will do whatever you ask of him.
That is very relevant for the first 3/4 of the story. He does not get a Gundam until a very late.
Anyway, 263 chapters, 1.65 million words long, and a whopping 400 favorites.
Oof.
And before you're like, oh, but Sneaky, it's just a cross post. Clearly, they uploaded the whole thing recently. No one could have possibly favored it in that time. It's been uploading since the past year now. It's had a full year of uploads, almost daily, judging by the
Skill
chapter.
issue.
Yeah, skill issue. Really. We have I think even. What is Undying Scare about on fanfiction?
I just don't imagine the Gundam Worm section is very popular, but I like the story, even if no one else here
Bro,
will.
even
I like it.
Undying Scarab has more favorites than you.
That's rough.
Yeah, like, we barely update in a section that has almost no traffic. And we are at literally a 10th of your word count. We have a Near Worm crossover by writer with bad grammar, so don't comment on it.
What's the title?
Near Automata Stranded Shard.
Oh god, I've seen that on QQ.
Oh, I'm sure you did, because I'm about to say a bunch of words that everyone's gonna hate. He let him fill that CYOA, thinking it was nothing but a joke and entertainment, a way to have fun and laugh, yet somehow joke turn into reality and he is stranded. In a world where humanity is extinct and the golden morning has already set long ago, what is he supposed to do? Near Automata is the post-Worm cycle. Worm CYOA, 6.1 interactive, full AU, OC self-insert, no beta.
These words, they hurt.
Yeah.
Yes. Pain.
Much pain.
So I will recommend this story, Legendary Tinker. It's a League of Legends Worm crossover.
I never played LOL.
You really don't need to.
You've missed nothing of importance.
That too. Drop this here. Legendary Tinker is not bad. got decent pacing to it. The guy updates whenever he feels like it, but whenever he does update, it's with a full arc. So, you know, that. But
Fair enough.
it's all right. Like I said, it's not like above a 7. I would say maybe a 6. You hear Ruby and Worm Schnee Bay by Krieg Schnee.
Oh,
Weiss
God.
finds herself in Brockton Bay.
Not just no, but hell no.
Yeah. All right, so Weiss dies. Basically, that's the end of that story. One chapter in, Weiss wakes
Alexa,
up,
please.
dies.
Alexa, play Guts theme.
Yeah, effectively. Harry Potter Worm Summoning Snakes and Sorting Hats. A collection of varied extra related content to the crossover story Intercession. These are a series of side stories, all POVs, exploratory AU, makes, omakes, and other things. Obviously, you want to read the main story first. Post GM Harry Potter story. Okay.
Wait, that sounds familiar in a bad way.
Vigo Grimborn.
I don't remember the author name. I do remember the name of the fic.
My biggest pet peeve is stories that are unfinished, so that's why I don't post anything that's
So you never post anything?
Hello?
Let's see, how many completed stories? 3, 5, 8, 9. Right, okay. Nearly all of his stories that he has posted are listed as completed.
But how long are they?
His longest completed story is 800k.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's How to Train Your Dragon shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
take all
but
that out, and you're left with
there's
like 2.
well, no, they're still completed is the issue. That's more than most of the people sitting in this chat can say about our record.
That's fair.
I
Yeah,
can't
that
speak
is
for
fair.
Sign. I haven't really looked at any assigned stuff. I just know he does a lot of commission work. So
Sign's actually even worse than us in terms of
I
stories.
mean, well, I mean, hang on a second.
Yeah.
If he produces the chapter he's paid for, that's technically a complete work. It's not his fault if the commissioner doesn't want to pay extra.
Oh, I know. No, he has a couple stories that are completely unpaid.
The stories aren't actually complete, though. I'm not going to mark it complete just because somebody paid me to write one chapter. That's
That would
not
make
cool.
him a bad person.
That would mean I wouldn't get paid more later.
Exactly.
Also
That's
make
true.
me that person.
Big Drew.
Actually, a quick question on that for you, Sign. Do people not return because they realize their idea wasn't that great, or just because they just don't have the money after the first one?
Sometimes a bit of both.
Oh.
I haven't had many where it's a case of, okay, well, it wasn't this great, and then I haven't been able to actually take that idea, turn around, fix it, and make it something worth writing. I'm not going to write something I don't like.
You went quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just struck fucking dumb by this poster.
Yeah, listen, whenever Sneaky goes dead quiet, I find it's best to just luxuriate in the moment because it means we're not being read garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it meant my connection had shit out because I'm on
No,
DSL
no,
out
no,
here.
no.
Usurper?
Usurpation. There we go. Usurpation of darkness. Daughter of the alpha of his mates. The oldest child of Claw. Lily is a light fury.
What?
Her world is small, safe, and normal, or so she thinks. Her disillusionment is brutally thorough, and
Where's the
she isn't
bleach?
one to give up. M for subject matter and semi-explicit scenes. Set in
Oh,
the
Jesus.
IHTR universe. IH.
Probably refers to one of his other stories.
Yes, Innocent Hopes and Twisted Realities. This is a 100K story. I mean, he's got his How to Train Your Dragon series is apparently multi-million.
7 fucking ads? What the hell?
11 ads,
What?
bro. Twitch.
Let's see, mine.
Dude, what the
8
fuck?
ads.
Twitch
8
is
ads.
trying to just slowly kill you off the platform, Sneaky.
I don't know how slow this
they're
is, Max.
doing this to everyone.
They want money. That sweet ad revenue.
Weiss and Worm, another idea that embraces the concept of what's the fucking... Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes the point is because I wanted to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
at the
well, I
same
mean, to be
time...
fair, like, no, it's not even at the same time. It's up to the writer to convince you that it's worth it.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's always a question
yeah,
of,
yeah.
okay, I don't know what your point is. Can you sell me on your point?
See, that's honestly... So, now that I have Sign here, I don't think I've made this point where Sign's around. Sign, tell me if you agree with this or not. So, I see a lot of people always
Right.
complain when I, like... I'll tell them, like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And their response is like, oh, but it's fan fiction. Anything can happen. And,
No.
yeah, I've always approached it from the angle of you are effectively doing an advanced form of storytelling around a campfire. It's campfire. Everyone knows the campfire stories are complete bullshit and totally made up. And anything can happen during them because they're bullshit made up garbage. And you're just literally telling the story for shock value. But you still have to tell the story in a certain way to make it a story. And make everyone follow along with it and suspend their disbelief.
There's that, but you're also working within a fucking framework, and if you don't follow it to at least some extent, you completely miss the fucking point.
Yeah. I've argued with people about that, and they don't like that. I've been banned from some discords for saying that. About how I'm
You being
trying
banned
to...
from Discord?
Yes, me
Parents?
being banned from
Fuck.
discords. I know, shocker. About how I'm being restrictive when it comes to fanfiction. Yeah, it's fan fiction. This ain't original story hour.
Well, I mean,
Man,
the other
you
thing is that, like, if you want to start writing your own published fiction, fan fiction is a great practice for selling people on your bullshit.
basically, yes.
But again, as we've seen many times, writing fan fiction well does not mean you're good at writing an original story. And if you try and
This is
write an
fair.
original story like a fan fiction, no one's gonna read it.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're writing.
Not really. Well, I can't tell you how many authors I've come across who are like, check out my original story. It's on Amazon right now, and we go check it out, and it reads just like a really fucking terrible fanfic.
Yeah, I've come across some of them.
Like, the reason why 50 Shades of Grey was so good in terms of popularity was
I was about to say.
because, well, I mean, hey man, don't hate the game, hate the player. You know, the reason why it was so good in terms of its popularity was because it was written in such a way that just made it a good, popular story. Not, it wasn't like some sort of power fantasy sort of shit where it's just like the only reason why you're reading it is because you want to see big numbers and big punchy. And that's literally the only thing going for the story, where its plot's completely nonsensical. And don't get me wrong, the shit that occurs in 50 Shades of Grey, I've seen the Tumblr pages where someone's like, here's every bit of nonsense that happened in 50 Shades of Grey. Like one scene where he puts like 9 thumbs in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ah,
it's like,
Where
where are you
did he
getting
get
all of
the
these?
extra hands?
Yeah, it's like, where are you getting all of these extra thumbs?
He's secretly a gene stealer cult priest.
Indeed.
no.
But it's just like the way the story is structured caters to the audience it's aimed at in a way that for them makes a coherent story that they're interested in.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to know your audience.
Yeah. And if you're just gonna be like, oh, but anything can happen, it's just a fanfic.
No.
Anyway, so Innocent Hopes, Twisted Realities. A brush with death gave Hiccup a prosthetic leg and an overprotective friend. Canon, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's canon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's canon.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Toothless's paranoia is abruptly both magnified and rendered insignificant by the horrific result of a quick vacation. Fear and paranoia are suddenly justifiable and very necessary things. The world is old, and not everything buried in the past is like some psychological horrors. Okay? And apparently the next story is When Nothing Remains, which is 200k words. A man and dragon merged into a singular mind, with their
Oh,
skulls
Jesus.
scarred by the loss of loved ones. Hiccup, now known as Ember to the only remaining branch of family either side of him has, the results of an attack decades ago, begins a new and more traumatizing series of events that might destroy him.
That sounds so fucking dumb.
Which
Yeah, it does.
then gets followed up with, this is just OC do not steal garbage of the Light Furies.
Sorry, of the Light Furies?
The Light Fury, yeah, because you have Night Furies, and now you have
This
the
is
Light
fucking
Furies.
so
Oh,
stupid.
I'm assuming the Light Furies are the white ones.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, the dragons are OCs. Don't steal the dragon OC.
Yes. Yes.
Can they go die in a fucking fire,
No.
please?
No, I believe they will be around for.
Brother, get the flamer.
That's
the,
the
uh,
flamer.
Living vicariously, a small disturbance cause an avalanche, metaphorically speaking. No, very much not metaphorically speaking.
It's quite literal, author. Quite literal.
Small changes in how events play out, caused by little changes in how the world works, can have a big impact on unexpected people. Die-hard fans of Astrid, consider yourself warned, you will not like what's coming. Okay.
She gets raped. Calling
Probably.
it now.
On it, yep.
AU
That or just character assassinated.
starts off like the first movie, veers massively away to a completely original world by chapter 9.
Then what is the point of making it what it is?
This is a near million word series as well. He's made nearly 2 million words of How to Train Your Dragon fan fiction. Yeah.
Endless suffering.
So
No, there's a
Intercession.
very clear end.
Intercession. Is the Harry Potter worm story dropped off in a different dimension, in a different time, a different country, and handed an optimal baby.
What?
Huh?
What?
What the fuck is an optimal baby?
He's clearly doing some backdashes and doing his combos correctly.
Taylor Hebert
You
gets
see,
to enjoy
the baby is so
her
pro that
retirement.
it negative edged itself out of the womb early.
Get backward block shoved out.
You want to try that in
Um,
English?
It glitched out of the womb.
Yeah, it just
Glitched
activated
at
no clip. Yeah, it just
No, that'd
punched
be
no
no
clip.
clipping out.
It learned what the console command was for no clip.
You see, it just abused the gravity physics to slide through the model textures.
Oh, I did a horse slide.
Yeah. God damn it. Now all I can fucking imagine. Thank you, brain. Now all I can fucking imagine is them trying to fucking put a birth scene into the next Elder Scrolls or Bethesda game. And it's
What?
just like the baby gets
No.
caught in the
No.
cutscene with the fucking havoc physics, and it's like starting to like fucking just swing around by the umbilical
The real
cord
reason your
'cause
mom
it's caught
died
on the
in Fallout.
skeleton.
It's just like the fucking source, just like all the bumping around noises.
Yeah, it's just the fucking bumping ground, meat smacking noises of like people being hit just continuously plays as like the doctor is doing serious dialogue to you as he gets hit in the face repeatedly by a glitched out baby.
Minor
fracture
detected. Seek medical attention. Oh, I'm glad I made you laugh at that.
You deserve our laughter for that one, Nose.
I also did like the short. I did see a short recently for Half-Life 1. Where it's just Freeman who's like approaching the suit and he's like, alright, now where's the helmet? What?
Oh, you mean
the hazard helmet, you know.
Freeman's mind?
No. It was a separate
No.
skit. But you know, the hazard helmet, the helmet that goes with the hazard suit. There is no helmet. What do you mean there's no helmet? You gave me a suit that helps me against radiation and bullets, and why would I ever be shot? But okay, explosions, but there's no helmet, the most important part of the body? We're not protecting that?
Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It's a shame that the Bloodborne wormfic died ages ago. I really wanted to see Werewolf Panacea. You're gonna have to narrow that one down there, champ, because I know several Bloodborne wormfics, and they're all finished.
I think it was Unwelcome Storms.
Oh, wait, wasn't that finished?
No.
Oh.
It sounds cringe and
That's-
awful.
Most
It
of them
wasn't.
end up being, yeah.
Unwelcome Storm does very good work. It's just it takes forever to actually get there.
Mm-hmm. Oh god. Anyway. Harry Hebert is a perfectly happy, normal child. What could ever go wrong? A crossover of Worm and Harry Potter. Yeah, of course, because we didn't know that by the fact that it was listed as a Worm Harry Potter crossover. Featuring post
never
Golden
would have
Morning
guessed.
Taylor and pre-canon Harry. Wow. Guys, did you know this is featuring a pre-canon Harry in which Harry is a baby? Did you know it was pre-canon?
No, I didn't. Thank you for
Nah,
letting us
I
brah.
know.
had no
I'm
clue.
glad they told us.
So glad.
I'd have been lost without their help.
Following the many plot butterflies of this result, it's a completed story sitting at 197,000 words. 12 chapters. So, I mean, hey, it did.
12 chapters at 197k?
Yeah.
That's pretty dense. That's chunky.
Yes.
It's very chunky.
Not very chunky, but it's kind of chunky.
Oh, hey, look, it's a cringe story. Fight, fight, fight. Stories are merged and it's up to the protagonist to fight through the tangled results. A Saitama self-insert in Worm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but why though?
Actually, you know what? I've been thinking about doing a Saitama and Worm story. It starts with him punching the Submerg into all sorts of little bitty pieces and gets worse from there.
I mean, here's the thing: punching the Simurg to death doesn't do anything.
Fairly certain
Yes,
that's why
it
he said it gets
does.
worse from there.
Kinda does.
I mean,
Sets a tone.
Makes everything worse.
Actually, yeah. Once one of the current rotation gets killed, like the next Inbringer unlock is 2 at once, isn't it?
Not only is it 2 at once, it basically activates the whole system once the first Endbringer dies.
Oh, no. She's not going to die.
Uh,
Just get splattered.
how is she not gonna die? Whatever. Anyway, I mean, it would just be a series, an escalating series of him constantly punching Endbringers and the Endbringers going, "What the fuck?"
Exactly.
Stop
The
doing
rest
what
of
you're
the world would
doing.
die.
oh boy, here we go. A Legends Fall and a Legends Rise. Oh, by Temporal Knight. So it might actually be a decent, but I don't know. I don't have big hopes for it. Hogwarts and Escalation. That one was decent, I think. Yeah, I think that, yeah, this one was post GM. Taylor, with her powers, ends up in Harry Potter world, found by Daphne Greengrass, and she's hired on basically as a mafia bodyguard.
Spoiler, everyone gets mind controlled.
Spoiler, yes. At some point, occasionally, when she's angry.
So all the time.
Interestingly, they moved Harry Potter and the Stone Path to a new website. I don't know why it's no longer on their fanfiction.net profile. But anyway, oh no, it is okay. So here it is. Harry Potter. It is completed at 500,000 words. Bashing, massive harem pairing. Harry learns. They solve every problem. Classics.
I was about to say, if they removed it, that sounds like a Durandal problem.
The warrior found his counterpart immediately and adjusted the shards so humanity could ultimately revive her. One cyberpunk revolution later, things haven't turned out well for anyone. After the mess with Arasaka, V is out of options with all doors leading to a bad end when a shadowy figure offers potential salvation. What is Regent planning, and what does V even care? So this is supposed to be a fusion world of Cyberpunk 2077 and ARM, which is supposedly basically supposed to be a timeline acceleration.
Why and no.
Yeah,
Understandable death.
yeah. Flesh is weak. Trapped in the locker, Taylor felt her body rot away. It was within this steel coffin she learned of the weakness of flesh and the strength of steel. Mechanicus Taylor.
There's going to be toaster fucking.
Probably going to be toaster fucking.
Of course, there's going to be toaster fucking.
Did you see that one story on QQ that had toaster fucking?
Dude, Infant is in my server. Yes, I am aware of that particular story. He's actually super based.
I imagine, yeah. Being that, you know, the rest of the story that wasn't toaster fucking was pretty good.
Even the toaster fucking was pretty good.
I wouldn't know. I kind of just like, well, if I could, if you know, wasn't plot relevant. Which, unfortunately, some of the toaster fucking was in fact plot relevant.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. They're investigating the crimes committed against Taylor Hebert, and it was super evil, and it was super terrible, and nobody knew how they did it, and it was, you know, Taylor just really suffered, and she just lost all of her limbs because of it, and massive blood loss, and the insects ate her alive, and she got sepsis from all of her, but she's alive though. Don't worry about it.
And Panacea touched her and she was better 10 minutes later.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Taylor arrived early in the morning, early enough for Amy to not arrive yet, which means doctors had to treat her the old-fashioned way of massive amputation. And Taylor's left
Bullshit.
eye...
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, don't worry about it. Massive amputation. That's how you solve sepsis. Is,
no.
you are now torso.
You are no torso.
Okay, even then, Amy could still fix it.
Yeah, actually, but, also, no. Because that's not how the author wants it to happen.
But she'd be
that's
able to do it
fucking dumb.
easily.
Taylor's left eye was eaten completely out. She has no vocal cords because the bugs ate those too. And the bacteria ate that away as well. Taylor's state prompted a massive investigation, which everyone immediately folded up on. And the three people that tormented Taylor were immediately arrested and persecuted.
Bullshit. Like, immediate, huge bullshit.
Yeah.
Also, for something like that, why the fuck wouldn't they call, I don't know, Carol, tell her, hey, look, we got an emergency, send your eldest daughter with this one, have her flare the fuck here, and do something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the story needs to happen.
No.
Because the story needs to happen.
Yeah, because the story needs to happen. I always do like reading worm stories for this reason, because it's just a very fascinating study of people, in my opinion, in how they, because Canon Worm is a case study in Wild Bo's distrust of the government.
Well, I
And
mean,
authority.
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but he does hand his government characters the idiot ball extremely often, which, unfortunately, while a lot of people in government are incompetent, they aren't incompetent in the way that makes them ineffective. They're incompetent in the
Right.
ways that hurt you.
Right, exactly. They're super competent at fucking things up and hurting you, though.
Oh yeah, they're horribly incompetent at actually doing their jobs as they were meant to be, but if it means it's gonna fuck you over, you bet their paperwork is on time.
Oh yeah.
But I always love just seeing various authors try and write the police, because it really comes off as I'm rich and I don't know how inner city police operate. I am middle class and I've never actually seen what an inner city policeman was like. Or I'm from the inner city, A. Lamau.
Or worse. Sign, please stop talking about this. We will ban you. It's too political.
Yes, the banner update from the mods.
Exactly. Sign, please stop
Okay.
being realistic. It's not realistic. You're racist. Stop doing it. No, I'm not. This is 100% legitimate. Kiss my ass. We will ban you if you don't stop.
Just
Fuck.
remember that Wildbow canonically declared that in a population of 250,000, a gang of 40 people were capable of controlling 1/3 of the city.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, no one rose up with guns and killed them all.
Yeah, at no point in time did anyone do anything against that.
Remember,
Amendment doesn't
he's
exist.
Canadian.
Clearly.
He's a fucking leaf.
Yeah, he is a leaf. Yeah.
Oh, that does
Yeah,
explain
it's
that.
It also explains his complete lack of understanding about American demographics and particularly American crime and crime demographics and statistics.
Well, he also has a complete misunderstanding of the idea that for some reason, guns, people would just give up on using guns. Because
Yeah, that too.
you've heard about that, right?
No,
Okay,
but
so
I've seen it in
basically,
Worm.
someone asked in a QA session why no one's ever killed a cape with a gun in his story. And the answer to that question was Contessa, alongside modeling a path to beat Scion, also is modeling a path to prevent cape deaths by gunfire.
Bullshit.
And
Just
she
all the
actively, yes, she actively interferes in subtle ways every single time a cape is about to die by gunfire. And he gave the example of the reason why the Slaughterhouse 9 was never killed by sniper fire from a random civilian was because she kept throwing literal butterflies in the ways of bullets, so people gave up and stopped trying.
Butterflies would go splat, the bullet would keep going, someone would die.
Especially if
end.
the bullet's a fucking 308 or a 50 cal because it's being fired from a sniper rifle at long
Exactly.
range.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As an American, at some point, we just upgrade to small, like, tactical missile strikes, even if it's on American soil at that point.
Bombs, mortars, something.
Like,
We don't
I
give a
hate to
fuck.
say it, but the Slaughterhouse 9 are probably worse than a standing army invading.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
really
would
are.
we would stop keeping the big guns locked away.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
love telling
I
this.
want to remind everyone
Yeah.
there are exactly 3 civilians in the United States that are allowed to own miniguns.
Yeah.
Nah, bullshit. How many?
No, it's literally 3.
23.
Because the
should be
U.S.
able to-
government did wisely fucking ban those from civilian sale, but there were 3 purchased before they were put into or removed from purchasable circulation.
Yeah.
And so, as per current U.S. gun laws, those 3 are just grandfathered in.
I've seen them use
counterpoint.
it.
I can legally buy a Gatling gun. Even
Yeah.
if it's
So
like even if it's
well,
an inferior way, I could
what
still get
Adam
that level.
isn't saying as well is that those licenses only belong to people. As a business, so I have a family friend who works in the gun manufacturing business on the small scale side. He is a single independent small business. And because he is a gun manufacturer, he is capable of owning machine guns, like fully operational, actual fucking, I'm gonna have to screw this into the cement to fire this machine gun.
Yeah, that's an FFL license.
Yeah, and because he's a manufacturer, he gets the ability through his business to own all of these firearms and use them. And it doesn't count as individual persons owning the license. So that's why you can go to places like Vegas and rent out miniguns, fire into the desert, because they, as a business, are allowed to operate them.
Know what other kind of businesses are allowed to operate them?
A lot.
Yep, bodyguards specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, bodyguarding gets away with a lot in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
You don't need guns.
But we do.
Yeah.
No. You don't need a gun. That guy needs a gun.
That guy needs a very large gun. It goes burnt.
Defend us against the
This is a story I do
people that
like
don't
telling,
have
and I don't know if
guns, yeah.
I don't know, Sign. I don't know if I've told you this one. So I used to work for the money people.
Like
the armored trucks that show up and take money from the bank.
yeah, okay, I gotcha. I got a buddy who works for them now.
Yeah, I worked for the money people. And what you quickly learn in the business is that you don't fuck with the money people.
No.
No, you
because
do not.
The money people, the guys that are in the armored trucks, they're issued rifles. And
oh, they're heavily armed.
And they're heavily armed, heavily armored, and they are, in some cases, licensed to just start shooting you if you get within a certain distance of the truck.
Yeah,
Depending
no,
on depending on whose money they are collecting, they're licensed to just start blasting, yo.
Whose money and how much
they do not fucking around.
So basically, one day when I was working for the money people, we got information that someone down in Texas working for the money people was killed. And it was kind of really fucked up. Because the dude was like a 15-year employee. He just finished dropping the money off at the place he was dropping it off at. And the guy ran up to him and shot him and stole $50 from his wallet.
Oh.
Wow.
50.
So he didn't even try to take the fucking actual money. He just was like, I'm just gonna take all this fucking wallet.
He ran up and stole the wallet off of this dude who was armored. Yeah.
Okay, then.
So we found out by police reports that this dude was part of a gang. And so the money people contacted the FBI and said, "Do you see this gang?" They said, "Yes." They said, "We don't want to anymore." And they said, "Understood." So the money people and the FBI got fully armed and armored, piled into a couple of armored SUVs, went to the building that this gang was stationed out of, and proceeded to empty it.
Unalived everyone there?
Yes.
Do you see these random grid coordinates? Yes, sir. I no longer wish to.
Yeah, and literally it was within like 2 days of the death of the employee that this entire gang was just deleted.
Yeah, I believe that. The people who are doing money runs, they're strapped.
You do not fuck with the
not
money
fuck with
people.
You do not fuck with them.
I'm not surprised at all.
I watched one of them leave a van, and I'm just like, I wonder what he's equipped with. And in the fucking back, I just see a fucking
they have
pump shotgun.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
have
all right.
shotguns, SMGs, rifles.
My man
pistols.
had a fucking Ithaca.
Yeah, it's just like, Jesus Christ. But then,
what is he equipped with? Whatever he goddamn wants to be.
Yeah, effectively.
Exactly.
But you gotta keep in mind, these armored trucks, they can carry up to over $100 million.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they need to be strapped.
Very strapped.
Like, the amount of money, like, even in Vermont, the amount of money passing through Vermont on a day-to-day basis was mind-boggling. Because it wasn't even. It was about ended up being around $31 million that would pass through Vermont on a day-to-day basis. Averaging, between days. And this is Vermont we're talking about. We're talking about a state that has a smaller population than some cities. And I say some cities, I mean actually most cities. Vermont has a smaller population than... The population of Vermont's actually smaller than the population of Boston.
Banks, man. Banks.
But yeah, $31 million a day was being exchanged. And I don't mean this as like big companies with big transactions. I mean the sheer number of people exchanging like $100 at this store and $40 at that store added up to 31 million.
No, I'm not surprised at all.
And it's just like it is vertigo inducing when you first learn about it. It's just crazy.
Well, and like the crazy thing is, right? Like, it sounds dumb, but like, how many of y'all have seen oh my god, why can't I think of it? Groundhog Day, right?
Yep.
Listen, Groundhog Day is legit the safest way to try. Like, the way that it happens in Groundhog Day is the way that you want to rob an armored vehicle. Because
Notice, please do not use Groundhog Day as a way to find a way to rob vehicles.
anything else will just is just asking to die. Like,
Sounds about right.
GTA 6 is like, oh, get some pipe bombs and throw them on the back and rob the vehicle. No.
Do not pipe
No,
bomb
you
the
will
vehicle.
die.
Please do
It'll
not
strip
pipe bomb
off
the vehicle.
those. Depending on what you put in there, it's going to just shrug it off and keep going.
Yeah, well, A, it might just shrug it off, and B, even if it doesn't, oh my god, congratulations, you have summoned the wrath of everything.
You have alerted the horde.
Oh yeah, you're getting cops, you're getting everyone in the neighborhood. It's gonna get bad, Billy.
And like, you're not getting away with that fun, with that money. You're not.
You're not getting away with that fun.
Don't they have tracking devices in that shit like GPS? They got it low jacked.
What, the money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all low jacked, and holy fucking shit. If you ever try stealing the money case, that shit is literally like 80 pounds of just steel.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was so fucking funny to watch one of my coworkers try and push it around, because he was, peak beta male, wiggy as shit. I don't think...
arms.
Yeah, literally. Not even noodle arms. I think his arms were too thin to be noodles.
Woo.
Yeah. And watching him try and push one of these chests around when they were fully loaded was just so funny, because he's like slamming his whole body against it, and I'm just like, bro, really? And I just walk up and I just start pushing it away. He's like,
It weighs more than he does.
That's definitely a fucking bra moment, having to do that for a fucking colleague.
oh god. To be fair though, I was also like the largest guy there that wasn't part of security, so I ended up doing that often.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But anyway, back to Worm and its
we
completely
have to.
inconsistent ability to stay within the realms of believability of about government competency and police effectiveness.
Government competency. Lol.
Yeah, I know, right?
Lamouge.
See, Carol volunteered to press charges for free.
I love doing something for free.
Yeah, right. Alan Barnes raised the sociopath. Emma was evil and kidnapped and tortured Taylor. So Carol knew she needed to perform justice.
Right.
It's not wrong.
Amy, heal Taylor. You'll need to fly over. Blah blah blah. Danny had some island. Blah blah blah. They showed up. Blah blah blah. Hello. Dad, use Panacea's here to heal you. Damn, they fucked you up bad. I've never seen anyone this bad outside of an Endbringer fight.
Checks out.
You don't know what goes on in a hospital, Arthur.
Yeah.
That's fairly obvious.
Can I direct you to a Chicago hospital?
No,
That's
you
an oxymoron.
went to Chicago.
Ha 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 ha. You're
Taylor
so
starts to ferally growl at Panacea for asking to heal her.
And Panacea would just fucking heal her anyway.
Actually, no, she
Much
wouldn't.
needs to get consent.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because she's a cape.
Yeah. Everyone then stares at Taylor in confusion as to why she's growling like a dog at Panacea. And Panacea is like, what the fuck? She tried to process the hateful rejection. Taylor, come on, you gotta let her heal you. And Taylor's like, no! Leave me alone! Never you get out!
What is she, fucking Palpatine?
Yes.
Just going like, no, you will die.
Yeah, quite literally is that's what's going on here.
That is fucking
And
retarded.
she's
Cutting off
flailing-
your nose to spite your face.
She's flailing around as a torso, screaming for them to leave. And then her heart monitor
Had-
spikes.
No vocal cords.
Yeah, and no vocal cords, yes. But she's damaging her already damaged vocal cords even more. Scream at them to leave.
Normies, get out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if someone's wants me to leave so bad, they're gonna scream at me through their busted ass vocal cords. I guess I'll leave.
Nah, fuck it. I'll go ahead and heal her anyway.
Amy, if you're not here to administer healing, then fucking leave. You are causing unnecessary stress. And so they all leave. And Danny's like, I don't get it. What's going on? And so Carol dismisses the two. Taylor's been through some trauma. Maybe we could just heal her while she's unconscious.
Taylor makes a poor choice. Lol. Lamau.
Actually, being a minor, her father should have ultimate say over that. And
Oh,
could've
yeah.
just, you know what,
Thank
fucking
you,
do
Aura.
All right, well, she is clearly insensate with rage and pain. Go ahead and give her the heel slap.
it.
Give her the old
Exactly.
heal 1-2.
Listen, I'm a fan of healing slaps, just like I'm a fan of healing guns. I think that what you see, Bright Noah wasn't slapping kids because he hates kids. He was slapping kids because his slaps secretly contain the power to heal PTSD.
I can think of a few
Yes,
people in
this is
Gundam
the
that would definitely do
enchanted spiked truncheon of healing.
that. Come here and let me heal you.
Don't worry, we're gonna punch the bad blood out of you.
This is the holy bat of healing? Why is there a nail in it? Sometimes the opposite must be done.
Sometimes the Lord's work
No,
requires.
Sneaky. Sometimes you gotta heal an undead.
Oh, yeah.
Or even better, this is the holy bat of healing. By hitting you with this, your wounds shall be cleansed. Why is there a nail in it? There is many ways to heal people.
Sometimes the best healing is a lack of feeling. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that one for the rest. I'm gonna keep that one. I like that one.
You have to
Nice.
use that one in the future. Morden Solus, truly, you had some of the best lines.
Oh,
I'm a doctor.
Morden.
I help people. You kill people. How does that make you a good doctor? Sometimes killing people helps people.
Preventative
That's
medicine.
fair.
Listen, Morden Solus is like he's an amazing character on like 14 different levels.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the best medicine is preventative.
But yeah, whoever was in charge of writing Morden's lines, I want to punch them and also thank them because they were great lines, but also at the same time, I don't need you to hit me with the "I always wanted to collect seashells" line. Like, come on, bro.
Suffering.
I
don't
mean,
remember
come
that
on.
one.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong. Like, that's just a fucking gut punch of a line.
Oh, you're talking about the bad ending, aren't you?
Well, technically that's considered the good ending, but yeah.
It's the only ending.
No.
There's no way to keep him alive, bro.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, no, you basically fuck over the Krogan, but you can do it.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
To do that.
I mean, most people would do that in a heartbeat. Gonna be real with you.
True, but no, I remember there being a perfect run through where Morden doesn't die and you don't fuck the Krogan.
No.
Yeah, but
that-
to do that, you have to not bring Morden with you.
Yeah.
Like at all during Mass Effect 3. Like that's how you prevent that from happening. You never recruit them.
Yeah. The only way for Morden to live and not fuck over the Krogan is to not bring Morden with you, which is fuck that.
Yeah. Taylor is not an emancipated minor, so technically she does not have the right to refuse medical treatment if give permission. However, I would think very carefully about making such a decision. Taylor's mental state appears to be very fragile. Doing this against her will might ruin any relationship you have with her.
Yeah, but you're a father, so man
What
up and do the
relationship?
father thing.
Yeah.
What
Oof.
relationship?
Ouch.
Yeah, also, yeah, what relationship?
I
Indeed.
That's harsh. Accurate, but harsh. God damn.
Hey, sometimes the truth is painful.
Only sometimes?
That's why I have this now.
Sometimes the truth is just pleasant and refreshing.
How
Like,
dare
you know what?
her father try and give her back a weak human body? They may not comprehend her rejection, but she did not want their understanding. The flesh was weak, and the steel was strong.
Okay, Mechanicus.
Okay, but so you've been quadruple amputated. How are you going to lift a screwdriver to remove the rest of your flesh, dumbass?
I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
They'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Listen, I know you've suddenly become an Iron Hands player from 8th edition, but you need to have flesh long enough to go buy the codex from the store, Taylor.
It's funny because you think you can buy the codex for the Iron Hands.
Anyway, so, she started with the living room TV. It was a CRT TV that would be considered out of date. Then she disassembled her CRT TV.
With no hands.
What?
A screwdriver in her mouth.
Are you fucking?
What?
How did she get over to it?
Also,
Very
shit.
carefully.
generally speaking, those CRT TVs are, you know, mounted in the fucking ceiling.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, she's at home, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
That still doesn't explain anything.
Well, no, see, what I'm freaking out over is the fact that she dismantled the CRT TV, while it was still on, and the capacitors had not been discharged yet.
Oh,
Yes.
oh wait, she did this while it was still on.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That's a good way to fry your brain, kids.
Yeah, she's dead. Yo, she's fucking dead, kids.
There's a reason that TV repairman was actually a surprisingly dangerous job up until recently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, TV repairman has always been a interesting job because back in the day, you could repair TVs, but they might explode and kill you. And nowadays, you can't really repair TVs because everything's either integrated or so advanced that if like the screen cracks, you just have to replace the whole fucking thing.
You can replace the board on a lot of them, but even then,
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like, oops, you broke a tiny bit of the screen? Get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, to anyone unaware, a CRT TV uses massive capacitors. I'm talking about fucking massive, lethal levels of electricity capacitors.
Oh, yeah.
Bombard your screen with radiation, wasn't it?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
Cathode ray
Yeah.
tubes.
Yeah, cathode ray tubes. Yeah. So it was just straight up in a vacuum. A vacuum would be created. Radiation would be shot through the vacuum, and it would cause colors to appear using magnetics on the screen. Which is why putting a magnet on the old TVs fucked them up so bad, because it altered the
Yeah.
magnetics behind the TV. Yeah. But because of these large capacitors, it's like, and these things are so massive that if you ever find a CRT monitor or a CRT TV,
Or an Mac.
you have to make sure it's discharged properly. Don't just assume, oh well, it's been in my basement for 10 years unplugged, it's discharged. It's not.
Capacitors are a hell of an invention.
There is no guarantee that it is, and if you drop that thing wrong and it cracks and the capacitor goes off, you're looking at either a grenade or a lightning strike.
Big arc flash.
Possibly both.
Probably both.
Or a flashbang, yeah, so you might burn out your retinas.
Oh no, arc flash ain't just a flashbang. That's also a zappy zap. You die.
And yeah, it will fuck you up. So that leads into the story of when we were getting rid of the CRTV in the basement, because we had a dumpster and we were gonna empty out the basement at my father's house, and my father and I are lifting this massive, super heavy CRT TV, and it was only like 40 inches.
Jesus.
It was easily 120 pounds.
Sounds about right.
And so we're lifting this up the stairs and we're struggling because this thing's just so unbalanced in terms of its weight distribution. And we have to take it up cellar stairs, so the stairs are fucking at an angle of murder. And we get it to the dumpster, and we're lifting, and we struggle, and we throw it in. And as we throw it in, we both fucking dive beneath the dumpster lid. Because we just hear the crack, bang! We're like, yup, okay, it was still charged.
I mean, hey, you successfully discharged it now.
You have successfully discharged the fucking... I don't know if I would call that successfully discharged, but I did.
It's a successful discharge in my book.
That is a successful discharge.
It was discharged and no one died. Successful.
But we were both just like immediately, boom, underneath this dumpster lid. We're not getting hit by whatever happens.
I want to point out, was it a metal dumpster?
Oh yeah, it was a metal dumpster. We didn't hide
You may
up
have been
against
placing
it.
yourself in more danger.
No.
Yeah.
If you touched it.
No, we didn't touch it. Obviously not. We just ducked beneath the lip.
No, I'm saying, what if one of you had accidentally touched it?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Oh, you'd be dead.
Hilarious amounts of... Well, no, they might still be grounded.
But
sure shit wouldn't be fun.
50.
Either way.
Speaking of things that are not fun, I have to go do garbage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, with all of that being said, if you're talking about a living room CRT TV, I'm sorry, Taylor. Even if you had all four limbs, you are not dismantling that. Even if it was off, even if it was discharged, that thing is going to weigh so fucking much that the ability for you to get it off of the counter, to get to an angle where you could start dismantling it by not just cracking it open like a fucking egg, is not occurring. This is what I love about authors, because they're just like, oh yeah, it was an old CRT TV, and she just took it apart. It's like, bro, you don't fucking know anything about electronics then.
This is
I
what
mean, if
happens
you
when
really
you have
wanna just-
millennials writing about old tech.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really just want to destroy a computer or a fucking CRT TV, you could just fucking play a fucking terrible game on it, causing a fucking rage, dude.
What?
I don't know. I was just saying, like, there's plenty of ways to just like destroy a TV by just getting someone angry enough.
Oh, throw a controller at it. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
there's enough gifs of people just like destroying TVs because they get angry enough.
I don't know, man. I've never seen a CRT TV or monitor break. In terms of that, I don't think I've ever
It
seen
takes
someone.
a lot.
Yeah, it takes a fucking, because that glass has got to be thick due to the the ray
It
tubes.
It took several hits with a baseball bat to break one.
Yeah. You have to like
bad.
this isn't just, oh, I'm gonna throw my controller at the screen and oh no, the screen's now cracked because my controller lightly touched it. The CRT was very, very durable.
CRT would break your controller.
Yeah.
And laugh.
Then she moved on to disassembling her old computer, a dinosaur of a laptop that still did its job when she needed it for home. When she realized she needed larger materials like chunks of metal, pipes, and pistons, she let herself fall out of her wheelchair as she dragged herself down the garage stairs and ripped off parts of her father's truck. Ripped off parts with what?
With her teeth!
With skill.
Oh, wait, we're forgetting one option. It's them Kegel muscles.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Did you link this story?
I can, yeah. This is just so much fucking stupid.
How do you think she's gripping that screwdriver? It's either in her teeth or she's popping a Kegel.
With the assembled parts, Taylor crawled back to her wheelchair and went to work. It didn't even take half an hour for her to finish building a bionic left arm. It was a crude... Yeah, you know, with a CRT, by the power of a CRT monitor, and just...
An old laptop.
Literally, yeah, a CRT monitor, a laptop, and quite literally just ripping, quote-unquote, chunks of metal from the car. Because you could just do that.
Obviously.
You
just do that, dude.
Yeah, it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, okay. Apparently she does still have one of her arms.
Okay, so she's doing this all one-handed.
Still
that's
a lot of work. Like,
yeah, it's not happening. Not happening.
Not without some very specialized tools.
Like, unless she's the feller that masturbates all day and her arm's like 3 times the size of her torso, she's not ripping.
That must be the fella.
Yeah, that must be the fella that masturbates all day. Yeah, unless like she's not ripping chunks out of the engine of the pickup truck. Unless she's got an arm the size of her torso. And even then.
Tinker Powers did it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it.
Yeah, she did. My bad. You know what? She just slapped her chest a bunch, and her disassembling bar filled up.
Actually, there is some kind of a quote-unquote tinker shaker field bullshit where if you're tinkering, it does stupid shit like that for you. It partially processes things. For some people.
Well, no, supposedly, according to Wildbow, he changed that, and now Tinkers are actually just blasters, and Shakers have to use items.
What?
Yeah.
When did the...
Sounds
Ward.
dumb.
That sounds very dumb.
Oh, it's incredibly... So it's even worse. Like,
Oh,
Tinker...
Ward, okay.
Tinker technology no longer is actually technology. Like, it's quite literally orc tech at this point. It's been changed to, like, basically, like, they'll take a flashlight and they'll slap a scope to it, and it becomes a laser gun, because the Tinker is actually a blaster plower who just requires a medium to work through.
Yeah, no, that's complete bullshit. I say
don't
everything
seem-
from Ward.
Yeah, there's a reason why I ignore Ward completely. But aside from that, pretty much there's nothing about Tinkers that's canon. And what you recited was basically just canon.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you can consider some of the shit that Wildbow says in his Q&A sessions as canon, but the problem is that Wildbow often contradicts himself depending on the Q&A session.
Word of God, man.
Word of God that contradicts the Word of God, so we're just gonna have to go all Quran on this and say the oldest God is superseded by the newest Word of God.
Abrogation all day, every day.
So yeah, Taylor one-handedly rips apart a car with her emaciated, bacteria-eaten, bug-consumed arm.
That was already a noodle arm to begin with.
Yeah, and then she builds a second arm out of a car engine and a CRT TV.
He builds a new arm out of a CRT TV, a car, and a new arm.
And then she cuts off her old arm.
Immediately.
Yeah, she puts a knife. She takes out a steel kitchen knife and puts it on one of the stove burners. And while the knife is heating up, she pulls out some rubber tubing and just wraps it around her missing arm. Somehow, with one hand.
That's no
Makes a homemade tourniquet.
tourniquet.
Tourniquet, yeah, whatever. It's French. I don't respect the French by pronouncing their words correctly.
Fair enough.
The tourniquet in place, Taylor moves to unwrap what bandages she has around her stump, and then she amputates her arm above the elbow. And this was going to be super painful. Pain was an old friend, and then Taylor stabbed the knife into her flesh, grateful that her damaged throat kept her from screaming too loud.
I don't think the author grasps just how painful and difficult this is, and how hard it is to cut through bone. You have to literally saw through it. There is a reason they made a bone saw.
Yeah, but she heated the knife to 1,000 degrees Celsius.
That don't do fucking shit.
She's gonna cut it off at the above the elbow, man.
I feel like there's a fucking Atlantis joke I could make, but I don't know how many people here would actually get it.
Which Atlantis?
Go for it.
The animated one.
Oh,
Saw
yeah.
through a femur in saw through the femur in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is, funnily enough, the assault of the femur in 7 seconds is actually a reference to a real-life doctor who successfully did an amputation in 5 seconds.
Well, he does say he could probably do it in 5.
Yeah. So the reason why this is a reference is so the doctor did an amputation in 5 seconds and ended up killing 3 people with it.
Oof.
Was their skeleton missing and then they were never heard from again?
No. Basically what happened was he was drunk, showed up to the amputation, amputated the wrong limb, and then ended up stabbing 2 people with the crusty, blood-soaked knives in his drunken stupor. And so then they got infections and died, and the person who got amputated also died because they amputated the wrong limb.
Wow.
But it was the fastest amputation ever.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's really dumb, but yeah. And just a reminder, humanity made amputation 200 years before we made painkillers.
Now that has to be the fastest amputation by hand, because by machine these days, 1 second, if that.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you hear about that that one guy who survived getting like 18 steel rods driven through his body by some factory line machine?
Yeah, I worked in a factory at my last job, and yeah, I saw all those videos.
Yeah.
I heard of it. It was bad. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Health and safety videos, man. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, you know, it's 9:20. I shall release you guys once again into the ether. We shall reconvene on Friday. Always